Yeah, I
could do
think
that.
people are gonna get used to that shit. I mean,
But it's just the fact that it should have been ready to
I mean,
go.
I mean,
Everybody's
day one.
criticizing Xbox because it's $220
I mean,
to,
day
to
one.
do it, but
We're
at
gonna
least they
be
have something, and it's not
day
even
one.
out yet.
We're gonna be playing the new games day one. So I don't even
The new one's what?
feel it.
The $50 expansion?
Yeah, the
Uh,
$50 new game, standalone game, and
but
Demon Souls. I'm gonna be playing
so
that
so
shit.
you're justifying the two games that are probably going to take maybe half of your 667 gigs. I'm not saying they will.
Well,
Let's say they
that's if
take
you
a
get
quarter of your hard drive. You're good
that's
with
if
that.
you. They
You're
said that that's if you get the whole Spider-Man pack, the first one, and Morales and Demon Souls. It takes about 120 gigs between those three games. So
Yeah, and I'm expecting a big firmware update first month, 2 weeks in,
yeah,
with an external hard drive fix, and maybe 2 months after that for the NVMe to come in.
But Dylan, this is unacceptable. This thing should have been done already. It should have been ready to go. We're talking about Thursday. So and I'm not gonna let the Xbox slide either. What do you guys think about the 1080p UI?
it's like we talked about, Jose. The 1080p with if you have a 1440p monitor, it kind of sucks.
But
'Cause,
some people, no, not the UI. The
I
UI
mean,
runs at 1080, and people are complaining that when it jumps out of a game, their 4K TVs are not shutting down. You know when it goes black screen because it has to adjust the screen because it's different resolution.
I mean,
That already takes
you-
away the awesomeness of having a fast load. Norberto says Xbox sucks. He hasn't played a system since PlayStation
but
2.
I mean, you as a person, do you really care that the UI is 1080p? Like, no one really cares.
I
It's a
didn't
menu.
care. I didn't care. But if it's true where the TV has to readjust.
Well, I'll tell you this. I didn't see that at all when I was watching the stream, and Max was switching through games
On a
and
4K?
restarted. He had a 4K OLED TV, and it didn't do that.
This is what I'm hearing from.
No, I know. I know what you read. I'm just telling you when I was watching the stream because, like I said, he was showing the system, so he was showing old games. I don't think he showed any new games because I don't think he had anything at the time because nothing's available now. But he was showing old games and restarting the actual Xbox from like scratch and from like a pause state, and it didn't do no adjusting like you were saying. It just loaded automatically.
So at least
So
it's not
it
a
might
problem.
be maybe certain TVs are not adjusting to the settings, but I watched it live and it didn't do that. So
All right, going back to PlayStation, no 1440p. Dylan,
I'm upset.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's gonna be. I believe it's gonna be patched
Go
in
ahead.
as well.
You sound like you work for the fucking tobacco company, and you're trying to prove that there's no cancer. Go ahead.
I don't know if they'll patch it in. To be honest, I think they're focused on the TV industry, so they're going 4K or 1080 as to not like exclude people that have older TVs.
But
I would
they
hope
lower.
they'll patch that shit in.
Some of these are going to have the dynamic resolution, which lowers to 1440, so it's able to run. So it can lower to 1440. So then why not just adjust it where you can play on a 1440 monitor? Why are they making this so complicated for the consumer?
I think it's like what you said. It's like they weren't completely ready for the launch.
But I mean, if you're not ready for then don't throw it out right now.
I think they feel like pressure enough where they need to compete with Microsoft, and they have the game. They have the games ready.
What pressure? They have the customers.
They have the customers now, but it's all about competition. The competition is good for the consumer.
I understand. That is true, but what pressure does PlayStation have? They have 90% of the market. In fact, the pre-orders were 95% worldwide. I think Afghanistan. Afghanistan was Xbox, and I think
it's different. I mean, I think it's like people are excited for new gear, new equipment.
Thanks, Alex.
that you know, Microsoft has the Game Pass, which is a really good value for people, and then you also have just you want to get this system out so you can start building your fan base again.
I understand, but I feel like it was all this secrecy because they knew they weren't going to be ready. All this hiding, all this nothing ready, all this other BS is because they weren't ready. And then just secrecy till the last week. Sending out the PlayStation, what, a week before it comes out?
I mean, like,
this never happens. Don't tell me this happens because they always send it at least 3 weeks.
Well, these companies never really used to worry about 1440p until
No, I'm
this
just
generation.
saying PlayStation holding the system to the last minute.
Yeah, I mean,
it's kind of like fishy.
I think I'm dealing like in a sense that most of the companies not worried about 1440. When if you look at the stats on like let's say Steam, how many people are playing 1080p and 4K? They're not really worried about that. So they're like, all right, we know we need to get 4K to work on TVs and 1080p. There's not that many people playing on 1440, so we can take the lash from them if we have to, and just focus on that. That's what I think.
Yeah, and the rest of it, I'm really gonna have to hold it against them if there's no like big firmware update day one.
I mean, they can, but it
for external hard drives and stuff like that. I mean, they should at least have had the external hard drive ready on launch. But yeah, I'll judge them when that time comes. Right now, I'm more excited for their games. I mean,
for their 2 games. Stop making it look like there's 20 games. They're 2 games. You're ready for the 2 games.
There's 2 games. The rest are
2 really big games.
But it's 2 games.
Yeah.
It's not like 10 games more than Xbox.
That's more than Xbox. Xbox has 0.
Yeah, but Xbox is giving you 100 games on day one, even if they don't have any. The better value was right there on Xbox.
You are absolutely true.
Yeah.
So you're paying $120 extra more. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, I like the PlayStation, but you're paying $120. Not even right. It's $70. Is it 70 the games? No, it's 50 for
the Spider-Man with
without Spider-Man 1, right?
Yeah, with Spider-Man 1 is $70. Without it, it's 50.
I gotta say, Alex here on the chat is saying it comes with a free platform game. Okay, yes, Alex, we'll count that one. The one is made for Sesame Street people. Yes, we'll count that one. But
I mean, it's something.
Here's the thing, though.
It is something. Yes.
Let's say you've been a Microsoft fan. You've been playing every single game that's been on the pass on the Xbox and then now you get an Xbox Series X. When you already have that, it's like, what new games are you playing? The Assassin's Creed,
which is true. That's another one we're gonna get into in a second. We're gonna get to Assassin's Creed in 1 minute.
It only worked that system like that marketing for that works for new customers who didn't have an Xbox, and be like, okay, well, if I had to choose between PS5 or Xbox Series X, and I don't have neither, like let's say I never played a console. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna try.
If you haven't had either, if you don't know anything about consoles and you have never, the odds are that they're going to go for an Xbox. Why would they go for the PlayStation?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Because they don't have no idea what Spider-Man is. They have no idea what Demon Souls is.
What I'm saying, you have a bigger choice of games with the Xbox. But I'm talking about as well for people who've been playing games. There's nothing new on the Xbox at all.
Obviously, but I mean, this is
you're gonna play games that you're like, man, that game I heard it was like, I'll play it and see how it is because now I have the option to play it. Like I can play it now because I have it on the pass, which I didn't have before.
It came with 2 games. I'm not disagreeing with that, but I don't feel that is the justifiable. Oh well, obviously it's the better system at all. It came with 2 games, but it's not the better system. It's not.
In my sense, PS5, Xbox Series
X,
Alex, are both even. Are like you choose.
Yeah,
your
I mean,
they're it's even. Not even though.
One's not better than the other.
It's not even. It's not even.
I think
Assassin's Creed alone, the new one that's coming out is not 4K 60 natively in the PlayStation 5.
And it is on the Xbox?
It is native. This is by Digital Foundry. It is native on. It's native on the Xbox. It is not native on the. It's whatever they call that checkerboard basura. Whatever they do on the PlayStation 5, they transferred it, or whatever you want to call it, dynamic range, whatever you want to call it.
Dynamic.
So I mean, come on, man. I just shedded $500 in there, and you guys, the only thing you have that you're sending to me is it has 2 new games.
To me, those 2 new games are
You can
everything,
be,
and
you
the
can be
controller.
done, but Dylan, you can be done with Miles Morales in 10 hours.
Yeah, 10 hours.
Boom,
but
you're
I
done. Platinum it in 2 days.
Yeah, and I have 20 hours to look forward to with Demon Souls. And then I have maybe another
that's the sale right there. You're telling me that
215
many people play Demon Souls? How many people hate Demon Souls?
Right, it's not for everybody, but I'm talking about myself. I'm talking about me.
I get
why
it.
I'm personally doing this.
But
I get it, but once you're done with that, once you're done with your 30-hour game and you're done with your 15-hour game,
why you explain why Sony's feeling the pressures, because Game Pass, it would be everything for a newcomer, but not for veteran gamers like us. Yeah. For me, for Alex, for whoever, they're looking for the new games that are coming out on the PlayStation.
Alex said #rage quitter, and it's true. That's 80% of the. I mean, I played Sekiro, and I don't think I can play Demon Souls, or I need at least a year to recover from that. But
I think you can play the game. So I think you're just being overdramatic.
It's the fact is that people are sprinkling magic fairy dust on the PlayStation, but no, people are refusing to see what's there.
I think
you don't want to look at it. Yeah, but you're not. You don't want to look at the ugly either. You're only looking at the pretty.
Well,
everybody's quick to shit on the Xbox. Like I said, I like the PlayStation. I like where they're headed, but everybody's quick to shit on the Xbox, and the Xbox is the better system. It just doesn't have the games, and I get it. It doesn't have the games.
Engine-wise, like parts,
20% more stronger. Yes,
power. Yeah, you can talk about it being a better system, but it doesn't mean that Sony's any better quality-wise. It's probably it's cheaper. Doesn't have the same power, but it's also a good quality system. I don't like the difference between graphical power. It doesn't affect me as much. I'm okay with
the higher graphics. Quality, but I mean, you're saying high quality, but it's an incomplete system. It's coming out incomplete.
It's coming out
incomplete with 2 good games.
Updates. Yeah, but there's enough there for me.
Do you feel that that's acceptable to send a system out that's incomplete?
Yes.
You think that that's acceptable? Day one. If Xbox had done this, you would have been talking shit. If Xbox would come out, yes, you would have. It was an incomplete game. Josh, you too.
I use a 4K TV, so I'm okay with Microsoft not having 1440p in there.
I'm talking about it. They would have come out with any fucking garbage, incomplete. Oh, you can't use a hard drive. And I love this. Everybody makes fun of the $220, but again, PlayStation is with the secrecy, and you don't even know what their M.4s are going to be.
Well, I saw I don't know if it was rumor or legit. The ones that are going to come out, it's like $115 for the Sonys.
If it was that simple, then they would have had already the thing where you can put it on.
No,
they're specifically not putting that out yet because you can't put all the M.4s. Alex, if you don't know what an M.4 is, that's a solid drive.
M.2.
Isn't it? I thought it was an M.2. Okay, M.2. That's a solid drive, just in case. And if they're not releasing, it's because they want to be specific. I can almost guarantee Sony wants it to be like their shit first.
Proprietary? No, it's not going to be proprietary.
No, I'm saying they want to show out their shit first, and then kind of force the hand of have people to buy the PlayStation, and then they'll say, "Oh, okay, now we're gonna have a firm hard drive where you can use other ones."
If they're gonna say the Sony one runs exactly like the one in the Sony, and then the one like you buy for let's say $80, and it doesn't run as fast. Let it go, make my body go. Take our bodies higher and higher.